Welcome everybody to ManniCraft episode 48 with Black Dog Z. Alright, so we've got a wonderful episode involved for you guys today. First of all, I'd like to show you my cakes that I baked. Take a look at those, aren't they beautiful? Just in case we get hungry, but I don't think we will, because we got a secret plan to keep from having to eat for a long time to come. Alright, so I've been working really hard since the last episode and just doing a whole bunch of stuff. If you look over here, we have put this guy from over there on top of here because we've been running soul sand in here. Soul sand's been getting a saltpeter, so as you can see, oil cells, coal dust, and sand. The other thing that we've been running is netherrack dust, and we'll go ahead and put that in there right now. And that's going to get us some other stuff that we use. Now what we do is we've been taking that and we've been putting the coal dust in here. We've been putting the saltpeter in here. And then we also have sulfur, which is from the maciated netherrack. Remember, you can't pulverize netherrack or else you just get cobblestone. It has to be maciated. Slightly different, I know, but hey, it works. So if you take a look right here, we built ourselves a maciator so that we could do that. So now what we would do is we're making gunpowder out of that. So that just takes 2 saltpeter, a coal dust, and a sulfur, which you can get everything you need just by industrial centrifuging either netherrack dust or just straight up soul sand. You don't have to do anything with the soul sand. So then what we do is we created the gunpowder. There we go, some gunpowder for us. And then we go over here, and as you can see, I have the TNT system set up. So we do that, we build ourselves some TNT, so we just got 3 TNT there. And then from there, we would come over here, and we were putting in the TNT into this table. Now, this was originally set up, and I'll show you how it was set up here in a moment. But the other thing that we need is we need the other item in here, which is flint dust. Now, flint dust is gotten by pulverizing flint. As you can see, I've been making a ton of flint by pulverizing gravel. So that's a great way to get flint. And then you can put the flint in the pulverizer, and you'll get these tiny pile of flint dust. Put 4 of those together, and you get a flint dust pile here. And then you can use that to make what we're making over here. And what that is, you just put 3 along the top and 3 along the bottom, and you get industrial TNT. Alright, so now, as you can see, I've already got 32 industrial TNT, and what we've been using that with is to make our wonderful iridium alloy ingot into iridium plates. Now, of course, as you saw last time, we already have everything set up in our building over here. So we just go to our ITNT system, we put in 16 per plate, and then we put in our plates, and in 1 second, bam, bam, you have your iridium plates. Alright, so now we have everything we need for this episode. So I just wanted to show you guys how we've been doing that. Now I had to dig a lot of soul sand from the nether. Think of it this way. Some of the leftover stuff that you got from soul sand here, whenever you did soul sand in this system, you would get an oil cell. And as you can see, whenever you do netherrack dust, you get redstone. So we've got the oil cells and the redstone. And if we take a look here, over here, we still have a low level of redstone. And the reason for that is because we've been using it. So we don't have all that much redstone. But let's take a look at how many oil canisters we have. So that's 62 oil canisters. So when you think about that, that's 16 stacks of soul sand, I believe, something like that. So we've gone through a lot of soul sand. So it takes a while using the industrial centrifuge, but you can get everything you need. I still have 3 stacks left. I went to the nether and probably mined, well, probably every stack that we use plus those 3. So I mined a lot of soul sand. So now by doing all that and creating the industrial TNT, I was able to turn the leftover iridium that we have left, we have 23 left after this, by the way, into iridium plates. Now the nice thing about iridium plates, I'm just gonna put something away here. Give me 1 moment. We'll put our iridium and diamond away. Oh, and I want to put, I had some leftover TNT and industrial TNT, didn't I? Don't want those sitting out because you never know. Alright, so we'll put those away. As you can see, we put a lot of stuff in here. We have regular TNT and industrial TNT. So maybe we'll blow something up here at some point so you guys can see what those do. Alright, So now that I've created all this, you're probably wondering, well, why did you create all this? And that was because I created all this stuff here. So in total, we have 10 iridium plates, 4 Lapotron crystals, my old nano suit, which I am not currently wearing, 2 advanced circuits, 2 machine blocks, 2 pairs of rubber boots, some reinforced glass, some bronze, some glowstone, and some more advanced alloy. Now you've seen us create most of this stuff in the past. I'm not going to bring up the recipes for everything this time, just look in previous episodes to see most of this stuff. I am going to show you, on the other hand, reinforced glass, because you guys weren't around when I made that. So if you take a look, it's just glass, and then some alloy, and you get 7 of them. And you can set it up in either pattern, fairly simple. And that gets you everything you need for the reinforced glass. We even have a lot of this stuff, like the Lapotron crystals, the machine blocks, the advanced circuits. We actually have plans for those. So that made that fairly simple. So now that we have everything we need, let's go ahead and start building stuff. We're going to start by putting that there, which will do this. Actually, the Lapotron goes there. And then iridium here. And that creates a quantum suit body armor. Alright, so we got our first piece. So let's go ahead and build the rest. So now we need our leggings. Now leggings is a little bit different. You'll see that here it goes in the center, has iridium plates, glowstone, machine blocks, and another Lapotron. I had to look at all these recipes in order to build it. So believe me, it's not exactly easy. But once you get the idea, you can pretty much build everything you need. The iridium plates are the hardest part, having to get all of the industrial TNT in order to do that. That's what took so long. We pretty much had everything else we need. So we now have the bodysuit and the leggings. The boots, really simple. We just take our boots, put it up here, put a crystal there, pair of rubbers on each side, and some iridium plates in the corner. And there you go, quantum boots. Bam! Now we just need a helmet. So let's take a look at that. That's that basic setup there. Fairly simple. So we take that and put it like this. This goes like that. This goes here. And that goes there. And there we go. So we've got a few leftover items, as you can see. As well, we got a few leftover items in here that we need to get rid of. So we can go ahead and do that. Those can actually stay in there for now. Just like these can stay in here. I do believe we've emptied that one out already. Yep. Okay. So we now have our 4 pieces of armor, but the downside here is they need to be charged. Luckily, we still have our big station here. I have turned off the So as you can see, quantum armor cannot go in an MFE. Now I have turned our matter fabricator off, and I'll show you guys why. So if you take a look, we still have lots of lava here. But if we go into the nether where we've been grabbing our lava from, put that out. As you can see, we are running out of lava. We can almost make it out to our pump, which is not good. That tells me that there's a lot of lava missing. And like this was a lot higher. It used to go right up to that. So that tells me that, you know, we're running low on lava. So we've got to start conserving. Oh, we've got some nether lag, as always. Whenever I'm in the nether, I always seem to lag a little bit. It's because it's loading and things like that. But that's alright. Alright, so now that you guys have seen that, now you know why this thing here is turned off. So since our MFE is not accepting that, we're going to have to come up with a new way of charging. So now I was thinking MSFU. Oh, wait, MFSU. So I was thinking an MFSU. If we take a look here, though, we do need some Lapotron crystals, an advanced circuit, an MFE, and an advanced machine block. So there's a lot that has to go into the making of this. Now, I've started working on it. If you go over here, you'll see I've already got an MFE, an advanced machine block, and we've got one advanced circuit. So we are working on this. So we've got this, this, and this. We just need 6 Lapitron crystals. So let's go ahead and build those, actually. And if you take a look, we have sapphires in here, which sapphires cannot be used to make Lapitron crystals. So let's go ahead and put the sapphires back. I don't even know why sapphires were in there, but they definitely were. I might have accidentally collected them when I was looking to grab this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, unfortunately, don't think we're going to have enough redstone in order to build this. But we'll see what we got. So now we just take one of these and we put it there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we got exactly enough of those. So now we'll just stick those in here for now, because we need to build some other things. In here, we need to turn on that. There's a reason we need to turn that on, because in order to make Lapitron crystals, we need to make these energy crystals, which we did. We need 6 lapis lazuli, and then we also need to either make an Arctic gate, iron and gate, redstone golden chip circuit, iron ore gate, electronic tube, enhanced circuit board, electronic circuit. So, because we have no copper left, we're resorting to have to make golden circuits. These guys right here, the redstone golden chipset. So we just got to wait on those to build. As you can see, we don't currently have any of them. So we're just going to have to wait. We need 2 of them per crystal. So it's going to take quite some time to build those. So while we're waiting on that, why don't we go and take a look outside and see what's going on. Now, we don't have armor, so we kind of got to be careful. But I want to go show you guys something, so hopefully we won't... You know what? I'm going to put this on, even though it's almost dead. It's got a little bit of energy, and it'll help us a little bit in case we get attacked. So this here is our system. If you just want to watch how it works, I'll just turn it on. The chickens will load, and they'll kill the chickens. And you'll notice here, the brains are actually absorbing the... I'm standing a little close. But you can let this run for a little while. You don't want it to run too long, because if it does, it's going to overflow. Because as you can see, our current golems can kill the chickens fast enough, but our speedy wooden golem just can't take care of the items fast enough. So we'll go ahead and turn that off, and we'll let them catch up. I'll show you guys how this works. So now that we've done that, we can actually just right-click on him, and he will release the experience to us. He appears to be empty, but on the other side of this, I've placed a second one. And the reason I did that there we go. I'm now level 30. So the reason I placed a second one was because the brain couldn't quite absorb from all the way across if they got killed in the back. So this way, these 2 brains will absorb every single little bit that comes through. So as you can see, we're now level 30. So why don't we go and enchant something? I'm thinking a book, because I'm sick and tired of getting knocked back when I don't need it. Ooh, egg. So let's go do that. Alright, so actually, you know what? Our sword here, our Vile Soul Stealer here, is starting to run low. So instead of doing that, why don't we go ahead and fix our Vile Sword, which has Smite 4, Soul Stealer 4. So if we do that, enchantment costs 17, and we have a brand new sword. There we go. So we just transferred our Smite and Soul Stealer over to the new sword, and that allows us to continue killing cows. So why don't we go out and check out on the cows? As you can see, we've now made 1. We're going to drop a few items off here that we don't need. All this sand, flint. We'll drop the dark ash and gunpowder. 2 bronze. Alright, that should do nicely. Make sure we got our cow shard. No shit. That Enderman sees me. Now you'll see here that we just ran super fast. Check it. Whee! I'm trying to remember how to jump super high, but that'll take a minute. The boots allow us to jump super high, which is kind of cool. They also allow us to run super fast. So we can now get away from anything. Hello, cows. I'm here to feed you. Alright, so as you can see, we don't currently have too many cows. But if we watch our cows, we're going to watch them breed. The easiest way to do that is just to take a single wheat, put it in our hand, and just go, hey cows, over here. And so that attracts the cows to the machines. And that way they can breed a little bit better. So now, you just bred. Die. Now, that gave us a little bit more souls, so we have 441. As you can see, you can also kill the babies. And it counts just like killing a full-fledged cow, which is kind of nice. The only downside is if you kill the babies, you don't get any meat, you don't get anything like that. But that's not a huge concern, honestly. I'm not really too worried, because once we're done the soul shard, we will have all of the steak and all of the leather that we want. The other thing is if we kill babies, babies take a while to grow up, and the adults don't. So we don't have to worry about not having breedable cows. So that's what I've been doing, is just killing the little baby cows, which probably isn't great, but there's 496 now. We'll kill a couple more. Alright, we're over 500. I'm happy there. You know what? Let's get over 512. There we go, 521. We're at tier 4 spawner. We're almost to the point where we can control it with redstone. Can't remember how to jump super high. That's how. So yeah, I can't get over something, hold control and hit jump. Can't quite get up on my building. But at the front I bet you I can. Woo! So that's kind of nice, because now I can get on top of my building, do all sorts of needed work. And like... can't do that right now. Alright, so as you can see, we're missing a wire here, so we're going to have to fix that. We also don't have our solar panel system, our wind system, so we'll have to fix that too. Not that we're relying too heavily on this anymore. We basically just use the oven, and that's about it. Just because the oven here and here, these two guys run super fast with the blue electric furnace and the blue electric oven. Yeah, this is an alloy furnace, this is just a regular furnace. These guys work well. This also powers, of course, all of our sorting system and things like that, so we want to make sure that it stays powered. Alright, but let's go ahead and drop these off here. Alright, so that'll automatically cook that up. And we're up to 3 redstone golden chipsets, so we're almost where we need to be, and we'll be good to go. So as you can see... Why is my helmet not feeding me? Huh. My helmet's supposed to make it so that I don't starve. That's alright. I can eat some of this cake. I ate half a cake. Jeez. The other nice thing about the helmets is, check this out. Whee! So, I'm underwater, swimming around. Remember how you have to use the bubble system before where we had to have compressed air. Now we no longer have to, as you can see. It just keeps refilling. Of course, this does use energy to do that, so we don't want to be using that right now. Not until we get our MFSU built. Now, I think it's probably almost time to kill those chickens. Let's take a look at what they're at, because they're going to clog the system here soon. Yeah, see, they're at 247. 256 is the max. Either we'll have to make that ender, or we're going to have to kill them soon. Alright, so this is done running. That's not what I wanted. Ah. So we got some more sulfur, more coal, more redstone, and more gold nuggets. That's another thing. If you find you're short on redstone, you can, of course, always use netherrack dust in the industrial centrifuge. It takes about 32 per tick, but that's not a problem. Keeps you in redstone pretty nicely. And, of course, you're going to have to constantly macerate in order to do that, but usually you can keep up with it. Shouldn't be a problem. Alright, so now we were working on these. So, let's go ahead and just put these in here. I'm going to need a stack of lapis. As you can see, we've been going through a lot of lapis because these crystals aren't cheap. Oh, no, oh, lapis. There. We're just waiting on just a couple more of these redstone golden chipsets. It's going to take quite a few to make 6 of these. We need 12 of them. So as you can see, it's going to take quite some time. We're going as quickly as we can. We've got 11.97 energy rate. And it's going pretty good with 3 lasers. I wish I had like 6 lasers, but unfortunately I don't. So we just got to make do with what we got. And of course, just about anything can be used. Unfortunately, it all is from that system. Like, we could use these electronic circuits, but we don't have copper cabling. That's where the issue comes in. The only copper cabling we have is what's running these 2 machines. That's all we have. And we really don't want to be wasting copper cabling when we don't have any copper. We could make the golden electron tubes. The problem with that uses redstone and gold. And again, we don't have very much redstone, as you saw. So that's always an issue when we're waiting on stuff like this, is just because we don't have the supplies necessary. If you take a look, we don't have much of anything, really. We're starting to run low on everything. We've dropped down to 6 stacks of iron. And, of course, a stack of nickel, because we actually were using nickel. We're down to 1 steel. So as you can see, stuff is getting pretty low when we're talking about the stuff that we're using here. And I don't like the fact that it's gotten so low, but what can you do, right? Well, there is one thing we can do while we're waiting. We can go over here, grab these 3 landmarks, head downstairs, over to our peat-fired section. That should be enough. And grab a whole ton of peat. And this should kind of give you an idea of what we're planning on doing. Especially once I come into this room and click on our mining age. So, of course, we know that our miner pretty much finished here. Like, if we take a look, there is nothing left down there, I don't think. Oh, no, there's still stuff left down there. Then why isn't it running? Could it just be that it ran out of peat? Oh no, it's definitely done running. And of course, this is flowing water, so it takes forever to get up. So yeah, normally we of course wouldn't have done that, except for the fact that, you know, we do have the ability to breathe underwater with our special helmet. That's what I was trying to say. Oh god, I shouldn't have done this. Alright, finally, sand. Sand I can just dig by hand. Maybe not. Just trying to get my sapphire pickaxe. Oh god, this is taking forever. Come on. Upsy daisies. There we go. Alright, so what we need to do is actually just break that. It's automatically going to start breaking this stuff up. It does take a minute though, so I'm just trying to help it along. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to take a landmark, put it here. I don't have any cobble. I wish I had cobble. Alright, so now I have cobble. So that I can make a lever. What we'll do is we'll just take our lever and do that so that we can see where the line is. And I don't know how far the line goes. Great to hear. Alright, we best hurry before these engines have issues. Well, it looks like we're running low on power. Alright, so now the quarry should just start clearing things, which is good. Yeah, it's already starting to clear stuff. And of course that means that we're going to get a lot more stuff here again. As soon as this is done clearing, it's going to go ahead and start mining again for us. Yeah, we need food, and fast. That running really uses our food. And of course, with our helmet almost dead, we're not getting much for sustenance. Okay, let's go eat some more cake. And here I thought these cakes would be useless. Wow, I just ate like 1.5 cakes. That's a lot of cake. Alright, so now these landmarks need to go in here. Nothing should be going... Oh, yeah, there's some in there. It's because these landmarks should be in the other... There we go. So now we got 4 more. What are we at here? Yeah, it's coming along. So we're at 8. We need 4 more and then we'll be done. Alright, but we're out of time for this episode. So when we come back, we should have our MFE set up. I'm just going to quickly show you guys where we're going to put it. I don't want to take out our current MFSU. So what the plan is here is we're going to put an inline MFE over here in the ground. Just right there, where we can just plunk things in. And the only thing it's going to power, actually, is the matter fabricator. So that way we can dump a whole ton of power into the matter fabricator if we want to. And we also have a place to charge our new armor. So I can't wait for that. So now that we have our quantum suit armor, we need to build our gravity chest plate. Now the reason we want gravity armor, let's just type that in. So if I just type in grab, you'll notice that we have gravity chest plate. And that's it. We have a gravitron engine, which is used for the chest plate. So the plan is to build this because I want to be able to fly. And this will allow me to fly. It will use it as a power storage. And it's as good as quantum armor. So it's got a whole bunch of different things it can do. And that's what we want. We want something that's going to be supreme for us. Alright, so that's something that we're working on. And hopefully within the next episode or 2 we'll have it. But at least now we've got our armor. And we just need the chargers as soon as it's done building these. And we'll be good to go. Alright. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section for us. Other than that, everyone have yourself a wonderful evening.